wait for this to refresh on the channel before we get going here. Should take about like 15 seconds. There we go. It says it's upcoming. What do you mean it's upcoming? There we go. It's live now. All right, we're ready to go. So we are going to be cleaning this little, hold on here, let me move this down just a little bit. All right, we're good to go. Move the racks out of the way for now. We're going to be cleaning this old Shimano Spyx 2000 FD. Don't really know what the FD stands for, but got the little fancy flick thing right here. Hello there, life boys. Thanks for joining. Just cleaning some reels. This reel's fine, but I just want to, you know, take it apart. Works fine, but it does make it needs a little bit of grease in it, so we're going to put some grease in it. Get it ready to be used. I don't quite like the reels that stop right here. To me, it's just not ideal. Go ahead and get our little screwdriver kits ready. Probably won't need that one, but we have it just in case. And with all these reel teardowns, you always start with the spool. You haven't seen that on a Shimano? It's the older ones. It's quite popular. There for a while on some of the older Shimanos. Oof. I don't know if you can see that well in there, but that is crusty looking. I need to get some better lighting. This lighting sucks. Anyways. It's a little wobbly. Probably need to fix the gears or something. I'm just gonna... Can I even take this off, or does it have has a little clip somewhere? I think. Nope, it's just on there pretty tight. All right. I'm already gonna need another rag. Just tear a piece off. Nothing fancy. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get the screwdriver out of here. Get all these flipped up. Perfect. So with these reels, there's always a little screw right here, holding in a little nut, and you gotta take out that screw first before you can get to the nut. It's pretty much universal on every single spinning reel you take apart. So it just keeps it nice and straightforward. Just a little plastic thread screw. And then usually this is a 10 mil. Sometimes they'll be weird and it'll be a 11 mil, but typically it's a 10 mil. This one looks like it's 11 mil. So it's one of the weird ones. Wait, it's not even 11 mil. What is this? This is weird. Normally it's not that. Okay, well, whatever. Where's my pliers? I just dropped something. We're gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna use a pair of needle nose because I don't have the right size for this. There we go. Now we can just lift this right off. Take off that entire rotor. And now we get to some of the nice little pieces in here. You can see here, this is the locking mechanism. When you go to reel backwards, it stops right there. And it catches on that back piece. But allows you to reel forward, but not backwards. It's pretty handy. And then of course this switch right here, if you look, it disengages that. Pretty cool for a little spinning reel. All right, now we're gonna get to the main gears. I'm gonna go ahead and screw off this little back piece. I don't know why they made these threads so long, but it takes a hot minute. And usually there's a little plastic, a little plastic thing in there. You gotta make sure that comes off too. You don't want that to stay in there. Then you can just pull the handle right on out. That off to the side. And this reel's got, looks like 3 screws holding it into place. Go ahead and unscrew all those. Set them to the side. Hello, Pump Stroll. Thanks for joining and saying hi. Said you have a fly tying series on your channel. Okay, I'll have to go check that out. I don't tie flies much anymore, but I used to. I got a bunch of stuff for me. I should tie some here for a live stream. Okay, this has another screw somewhere because it doesn't want to come off. But I'm not sure where. Let's see, is it under this panel piece? Oh, there goes all the gears in the front. That's okay. We'll set that off to the side. We'll fix that later. Okay, this is the confusing part. Trying to figure out where this comes apart at. Nope, there we go. Got some of it to pry loose. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's, I've never seen that before. The actual like reel stem comes apart with the reel. Normally the gears stay on the reel handle part, but okay, that's pretty cool. The grease in here looks okay. It's a little rough though. Might want to fix that up. It's a little bit smoother, but it still has a little wobble to it, so we're just gonna keep going around until we get a good gears where it doesn't wobble too much. I think that feels pretty good. This thing still's got quite a bit of grease. All in the wrong spots, of course, though, but that's all right. We'll just take all the extra grease and just apply it where it's needed. It's easy as pie. All right. Clean off our hands so I don't get grease all over the reel body. Try to keep things as clean as possible. All right, then we're gonna take a little pry tool here. See, there's a bunch of grease just like globbed right there. We're gonna take all that. And we're gonna apply it to the main gears in the front here. Just kind of work that into the gears. That's the grease that wears out the most. I don't have the right type of grease for this. That's why I'm reusing this stuff. I would normally change it out if I had the right stuff, but I don't. Put some down on these gears here as well. All right. Hello, Chris Miller. We are cleaning some old fishing reels. That's what's going on. Pretty chill. Nothing much going on today. So I figured I'd... Yeah, these are some older Shimanos. This is a older Spyx. Just cleaning it up, getting it all greased up. Be usable again. Give away to someone or use. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I got too many reels, so I don't see myself using this one too much, but it's still a fun reel to work on. We're going to put the cover back on now. Seen some grease and stuff here, so we're going to try to clean that up while we're in here. Got all the panels apart. All right, we're going to put these screws back in now. I've got, how many other reels? 1, 2, 3, 4? Four more, I think, that we're going to be using to clean up today. Yes, Christopher, reel maintenance. That's what we're doing. A fun time of the year. Better than sitting around wishing I was fishing, so gotta do something to keep my mind preoccupied. Okay. These threads on these screws are a little stripped. Not the threads, but the actual screw head. These were all the same size, right? Right? I'm not dumb, right? I think I am dumb. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, they were shorter ones. Wow, I'm an idiot. Yep, I'm an idiot. Longer one goes up towards the front. The closest decent fishing for you, Chris Miller, 6 hours away. I can't say I envy you at all. Right now, if I want to go and catch fish in the winter, I gotta drive like 2 hours away. It's a lot better than your situation, but it's still not cheap on the pockets. All right, last screw to go in on the body here. All right. Guess I forgot to clean up inside these bearings. That's okay. They felt pretty good, so we'll just leave them for now. All right, now we gotta put the reeling mechanism back on the top of the rotor, where the rotor goes. I'm not quite sure which way this goes, but I want to say it goes somewhere in between here. Yep, that looks right. There's these 2 pieces of plastic that stand up right here, and there's this little plastic piece here, and you want to make sure that sits right in between those 2. And then you've got this metal piece here that's like a little magnet. There's a little bit of delay there, which I can't say I'm very fond of, so we're going to go ahead and pull these pieces out and clean them. Because of the grease, it's causing them to stick, which, you know, is not ideal. We don't want these pieces to stick. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take, let's see, do we need to take that off? Actually, we might not be able to. We might be able to clean around it here. Let's see. Yeah, there's a chance we don't need to take this completely apart, because these little there's a bunch of little metal pieces in here they use as springs, and it's a pain to put those back together. Just want to avoid that if possible, you know. There we go, that looks a lot better already. All right, and then we'll get this piece all cleaned up. I've got some gasoline I could soak it in over here, but this has got a plastic piece on it, and I don't think it would sit very good in the gasoline. But for the bearings, to get the grease out, that's what mostly the gasoline is for. There we go, that looks a lot better. Shouldn't be sticking nearly as bad now. Okay. So on this little metal piece, there's a little notch right there. That goes over here, and this clear piece goes out behind it. So it'll sit kind of like that, if you can see. Make sure I'm actually holding up to the camera. There we go. And then we drop that right on this side. Let's see here. All right, now that that's done, we're going to put some fresh oil on it just to make sure it stays nice and lubricated. Got some Shimano lubricating I think they're called Banttom oil or something, I don't really know. Put that around the sides on this dude here, on the mechanism here. Don't need a ton, just a little bit. A little bit will do the trick. Should put the cap back on that so it don't spill everywhere. All right, let's move that there. Perfect. All right, we're looking better already. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and put our main rotor back on here. This has got some notches in it, so we want to make sure we put this on the right side. I don't like how much wobble there is on this, but that's just how it is, unfortunately. Then we got our, I think it's a 12mm nut. We're just going to slide that over top of the rotor, or whatever, the pinion gear, I think that's what it's called. And just, usually if you screw backwards, you'll find the threads, and then you can just screw it on. Get that finger tight, and then use the pliers to get it tighter, because I don't have the right thing for it right now. I need to get it though. There we go, that'll be good. Plenty tight enough. Maybe a little too tight, we'll see. Set the screw right back in the hole. And screw it down. That already feels a lot smoother. All right, we got some bearings in the side of the reel here. We're gonna just drop a little bit of oil. Not much, just a little bit. And do the same on this side here. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the reel handle back in where it goes. And then stick our little cap back in the little square, so and screw that in. A lot of wobble. Just working all the lubrication. Yep. That works perfectly. All right, now I'm just gonna drop a little bit of grease on top of this here. The pinion gear. Grease oil. I'm pretty sure this is just oil, but I need to get some actual grease for these. Perfect. Spins a little bit better than when we started. Obviously won't be able to get too good. Now it's time to address the nasty crusties inside this spool, which you can't really see because of the terrible lighting. I apologize. Whoever applied the grease in here originally just kind of splattered it everywhere. It's kind of funny. But oh well. Alright, that'll be perfect. And then there's a little, you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see too well. Yeah, you can't really see very well. But anyways, it's got more of an oval shape to it, and it's got these flat sides. And on the spool here, there's flat sides. So you just want to make sure you get those to line up. Oh wait, hold on. We forgot the gears. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna put these in there too. The main gears for the spool to sit on, and also for the drag to actually work. It also has those slots, so make sure you get them on the right slots. Oh, you dropped that. Whoops. There's a little notch on the pinion gear where it'll sit perfectly. I believe that's what this is called, the pinion gear. Or shaft drive or whatever. Put the little spacer thing back on, and then now we can drop the spool on. Beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and drop just a little bit of oil on the inside here. Work it in. Beautiful. All right, then we can put the tech cap back on. Hello, Zach Fisher. Yeah, I need to put real grease in there, but I don't have any waterproof real grease at the moment. So I'm just using maintenance oil. When I get some grease here in the mail, I'll take it apart and redo it, but for now I just want to get it to good nicely. Sounds better than when we started. All right, that reel's done. Hello, Raider Drumman. Thanks for joining. We have ourselves almost the exact same replica, except for it's a little bit different because it has a rear drag system and a clicker. Which is pretty nice, pretty handy. The spool on these is a lot easier because, you know, it just kind of, there's a little button on the top you press, it just pops right off. So, that's nice. Let's go ahead and clean that shaft off so we don't get our hands dirty right off the get-go. Alrighty. Same sort of procedure, except for we have a little gear in here we're going to have to try to push out, which is never fun. I don't even know if I have the right tool for that right now. I probably don't. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, we're not going to do this reel right now. We're going to wait for this one. I don't have the right tools for it. So instead, we're going to bring in this Symmetry. I think that's how you say that. 4000 Shimano reel. Just do this one next. Take off the little drag cap. There we go. Put that off to the side. And then let's go ahead and clean off the shaft. There we go, beautiful. And just kind of push these off. Perfect. Now we can unscrew this. This is probably going to be another 12 mil, which I don't have. Well, I've got our 11s and 10s. Of course, my 11's on the ground. Figures. Yeah, it's 12 or 13. Might not even be metric, but usually they are metric. Don't like scratching these nuts off, but all I got are pliers to take it off right now. Which is fine, it works. Don't gotta be too picky with it. And just like that, the rear rotor comes right off. This one's a little bit different than the last one we did. It's got these notches on the inside of the rotor, which means instead of stopping at a certain point on the actual inside here, it stops on the rotor. So when you don't have the rotor in there, it spins freely. Which these bearings are pretty worn down. I wish I had replacements for them, but I don't. Oh well. Let's go ahead and take off this handle next. There we go. And pretty much all these reels that have a little cap that screws on the inside on this over here, they have this little square piece. There's a spot that sits right in here on top of the bearing. You want to make sure that comes out. You also want to make sure it stays somewhat screwed onto the top. You don't want to lose it. Pull out the handle. And then now we can unscrew the side panel. Longer screws always over here, as long as you don't forget about it like I did last reel I did. Next and that one's pretty long too. Maybe they're all the same size on this reel. No, this one's gonna be shorter. Each reel is different. Doesn't matter the brand, they're all different. Yeah, those are all the same size. Okay. Let's see here, we got 2 screws on the back here that need to get taken off. Yes, this is an older Shimano Symmetry. Alright, take off this back cap, if it'll come off. It's pretty stuck on there. There we go. That's gotta come off, it's a little grimy. We'll give it a little bit of a clean. There isn't a screw holding this in place somewhere, is there? There we go. This is Shimano Symmetry, 4000 size. Is that a cap? No, it's not. This screw up here might possibly be holding it into place. Yeah, I think it is. They're built to last, I'll give you that much. Yeah, that screw was holding it in place. Perfect. So we got a bearing right there in the plastic. That one sounded pretty bad. I don't have a replacement for it, so we're just going to clean it up. Of course, I got to take apart some of the shaft stuff if I want to get to the main stuff, which I don't really want to do. Unless I might just be able to pull it off. No, I don't think so. It's too stuck on there. Dang it. Don't want to damage the shaft piece here, so we're just gonna try to get in here as best we can. It really doesn't want to come off. Alright, well. Oh well. We'll just leave it on there. That one feels fine anyways. It was mainly the one on the front that was bad, so. Which is this one right here. And let's see here. I believe I got something I can just stick in there to push it out. Yeah, I do. Just like that. Oh yeah, got a bunch of older Shimano Daiwas. Just memes. That's pretty cool. I like working on them. Gives me something to do. Of course, I got new ones I like to work on as well, but it would be better if a lot of them had seals in them because then they would last better in salt water. But oh well. Yes, alright, so to clean this bearing, got a jar of gasoline. We're just going to drop it in there and let it sit for a little bit to clean all the grease off of it. I found that's the easiest way to do it for me anyways. Alrighty, I need to get a new rag on. That's pretty grimy. The outside of this reel has a bunch of dirt over it, so we're going to just wipe that off. This thing was really grimy on the inside. It's like a cap cover to collect all the dirt. Really Florida native, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Shimano is usually pretty good with their customer service. That's why I like them. Didn't know they would send stuff back, but if you got some damaged stuff, they usually fix it. Like if the reel handle breaks or something like that. Alrighty. Grease in those gears is a little nasty, so I'm just gonna grab some real quick. Oh yeah, it just means a friend of mine gave me these ones. He used to be run a charter for people. Just working some of that grease here. It's difficult without the handle on it, but it's better this way. A little sip here. Alrighty. Give that bearing a little bit of a wish wash. And then I'm going to go ahead and just grab it out now, because why not? Ooh, smell of gasoline. Smells good. I might be weird, but smell of gasoline smells good, and that's the wrong lid. Alright, and I just want to make sure this will dry. Let the gasoline evaporate in the air for a little bit before we put it back together. I'll go ahead and put some grease on the inside of the rotor while we're waiting. Just because why not? Yes, actually, the next two reels are going to be some older Shimano casters. Okay. This grease is... I don't like this grease. This grease sucks. I need to get some better grease. This stuff's a little old. Alright, that'll be fine. Call that good. I'm also using newer Shimanos, but every now and again I'll use some of the older ones just for fun. Because they still work perfectly fine. They might not look as good cosmetically, but they still work just perfectly fine. Because all that really matters, as long as your reel works. It still catches fish, so that's all that really matters. Alright. That bearing's probably good to go. It's got a little bit of dirt on it. I'd like to replace this one, just because it really does make a pretty noticeable sound. I think I got some sand in it or something. Maybe not sand, but it definitely has something in it. Do I have something I can sit over top of this so I can listen to it? I think I do. No, it's just slightly too small. Dang it. Maybe something in here. Yeah, that bearing's not good anymore. But I don't have anything to replace it, so we're just going to plug it back in for now. It's pretty easy to get to, though, if I do want to replace it at some point. Still works, it just makes a little bit of a noise. Which is fine, I guess. I don't mind a little bit of noise, I suppose. Let's see, here's that go. Yeah, that goes in there. Okay. Put the cover back on now. Like a glove. Go ahead and drop these screws back in while we're at it. Why not? See, I think I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. That makes it a little bit easier for you to see, a little bit wider of an area. Alright, I'm going to slide this thing back on here now. Of course, I've lost the screw for it. Is it one of these? I think it's one of these. They're all the same size, so guess we'll find out if it is one of these or not. Hello, 2D Edits. It's been a while since you've joined a live stream. Welcome back. It's also been a while since I live streamed, but that's besides the point. There we go. There's a little bit of a gap there, which I'm not a fan of, but that's nothing I can fix. It was already there when I started. All right, slide this back cover back on. This messes with my OCD. There's two screws, and they're mismatched on the reel. Once it's higher than the other. That kind of hurts my feelings. This reel is even called Symmetry. You know Symmetry means something different, but still. It's gotta be symmetrical, man. Perfect. Let's see here. This all looks pretty clean, so I think we're just gonna drop the rotor right back on it here. Perfect. Oh, just a bunch of grease in my hands. I'll clean off those threads. A little bit of real oil on top of the shaft here that goes up and down. All right. Let's go ahead and drop our little nut back down here. Screw these on backwards. They'll go onto the threads, and then you can just screw it down without accidentally cross-threading it, because that's the last thing you want to do is cross-thread it. Yeah, I think we can get that screw in there. Yeah, we can. Beautiful. Perfect. So here, we'll go ahead and put this back on top here as well. Perfect. Oh, that was a rag that I had put in a bunch of grease in. Whoops. I set off the sides and actually grabbed that again. That was an unpleasant surprise. Let's just gonna zoom that in a little bit better so you can see the parts of the reels better. Okay. And I took out, I don't think I took out this one. No, I did take out this one. It's just the bearing I took out, so we're gonna put some fresh oil in it. That was way too much. Oh well. Okay, let's go ahead and stick this back in. It's got a bit of dirt on it actually. Let's clean that off so it's not set directly on the bearing. Let's go ahead and slip that right back in there. Yeah, there's a bit of sand in there. There's still a little bit of a noise from the bearing, which is unfortunate, but I can't fix that much. This reel is definitely used on the beach a couple of times, or at least near sand. Not too much I can fix for that, unfortunately. All right, let's go ahead and put the spool back on. And then I'll go ahead and put the cap back on. Pretty straightforward. I've done 2, including this one, because this one's pretty much done. I'm going to clean some of that extra grease off of the reel, and we're good to go. It's a bit of a tag here. I keep hitting with the side of the spool. Cut that off. Yeah, that bearing really needs to get replaced. It's making a nice scraping noise. All right, let's move on to a casting reel. This is an older Banttom. This one needs a new handle. It's a little broken. Yeah, that's all right. I'm gonna start just by taking off the handle. Hello, Glove and Cole. Thanks for saying hi. Whoever had this last, they put a screw in here to keep the handle from coming off. That's funny. Of course, this screw feels like it's stripped, and I think it is, brother. Who hurt you, man? Kind of pull on it while we slowly unthread it here. That doesn't want to come out. Why did somebody put a screw on here of all things? Like, come on, people. It's not how you fix your problems. Bruh. That is not coming off. Gosh dang it, man. Not sure who in their right mind would do this, but somebody did. So I don't think we're gonna be... No, I didn't do this. Oh, you said I deserve more subscribers. I don't know if I do. Because this thing's got a screw on the top, it's... None of these things want to fit on it. I have a different thing to put on the top, though, to keep it. The thing, it's too long. Of course it is. Gosh dang it. Well, I tried. This reel is... We can at least do the other side and put some new oil in it. I just loosened that up. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Come on. There we go. Man, this stupid reel. Well, not sure how I'm supposed to get that out. I could probably try to drill it out with a smaller drill and pull it apart. That's probably what we'll have to do. But that's a little too much to do on a live stream, so we're not going to mess with it right now. It works for now. Not ideal. Yes, you did hear a cat in the background. She is on top of my other desk doing something. She probably wants out of the room. Which I should probably go let her out, actually. Man, this reel's even missing a screw right here. This one's in real bad condition. This might turn into a parts reel for my other one I have, because the other one's a lot nicer. I'm gonna let the cat out real quick. Okay. The cat is gone. Yeah, I'll probably end up using this reel as a parts reel for this reel, because it's got some issues with it. Still works currently though, but yeah. We'll get into the side of it here though and see if we can't at least change the oil in the bearings or something. I don't know. You have 2 cats, 2D edits? That's nice. What are their names, if you don't mind me asking? Nice fine threaded screws. This reel's made out of metal, I'm pretty sure. Do have it to be aluminum. Cinnamon and Mustang. That's pretty cool names. Alright, let's see. Oh, that popped off really easily. Oh, it's a completely enclosed, which means I cannot access the bearing from this side. Should have seen that coming. Well, I can't do anything with this reel at the moment. That sucks. Gosh dang it. See, it's pretty important that we actually have a screw at this. So I'm going to move one of these screws over here. Oh, it's stripped. That's why the screw fell out. Man, someone over threaded that. That sucks too. Oh well. She was going to need more than just a few parts. Alrighty. That's all put back together. Sucks that I couldn't get to the actual insides of the reel though. Oh well though. We'll just have to do that with this one. This one definitely could use some new bearings in it. It's really rough feeling. Looks like someone cross-threaded this stupid thing. This reel also needs a new handle. I'm gonna do a lot to this reel because I like it. It's an old Banttom. I want to fix it up, add a wooden handle to it, or wooden handle knobs. Make it look cool. It actually casts surprisingly well. Shimano stuff lasts, so I'm not surprised. Okay, so the screw's supposed to be here, but let's see if this one's stripped or not. This one's not stripped. It comes right out as it's intended to. Bread. The handle, on the other hand, is a little rough. I actually have a handle that's slightly longer I could put on here. But I think it looks funny. So I don't know if we'll put that on. We'll leave that off for now. Unscrew the little star drag. Beautiful. All right. Can these even unscrew? They probably can, but I can't get them right now. And take off this as well. Oh, there goes that glass or metal plate that was in there. Move that off to the side. This thing's got rubber seals on it for even how old it is. The seals are pretty old and hard, but this thing was saltwater rated, man. It's pretty cool. Didn't know it was saltwater rated. It gives me some ideas. Go deep sea fishing with it. Put a big old power handle on it. That'd be pretty funny. That's not going to come off, is it? Those things probably need to be unscrewed too. Dang it. Those are pretty hard on there, but nothing a little bit of paper towels can't fix. Oh, they even stay in there. Wow. This reel's put together better than some of the newer Shimano baitcasters out there. That's pretty cool. That has a bushing in there instead of a bearing for the knob. That's alright. It works just fine. Oh, there goes the spring. Whoops. Yeah, I mean, this looks okay. The grease on it's pretty old and hard. The actual spool bearings itself aren't making any noise, which is pretty good. Try to drop some grease down to it though. Put on some of this grease I don't like, but that'll have to do for now. Oh, this stuff is nasty. Throw it to the side. Get out of here. Be gone. And we're just gonna put this on the gears. Lubricate it nice and good. Don't really need to put any in there, but might as well while I'm here. All right. That's pretty much all I can do until I'm ready to completely take it apart, which I'm not. I want to get some upgraded pieces before I do that. I gotta see if they even make upgradable pieces for it. I'm sure they do, but yeah, you never know. They might not. Okay, so now why are you sticking so far out? Where are you exactly supposed to go? I'm a little bit confused now. What are you supposed to do? I am cleaning fishing reels. That is what I'm doing right now. But at the moment I'm a little bit confused by what this thing's supposed to be. Oh, I know what this is. This is to stop it from spinning. Okay. I know what it is. Put this cover back on now. Screw these little things back in. I like these a lot, actually. It's really handy. They don't come off. They kind of stay right where they're supposed to. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, thank you, 2 gems. Put a little bit of, need some grease on there, but we're gonna put some oil for now. All right, now that that's all done, we can go ahead and move this star drag back on here. All right, Judy Edits, thanks for sticking around. Have a good one. I'll see you sometime in the near future, hopefully. And with this, go ahead and move this on like this. is these little wings on this piece here. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick that up or not, probably not. But it's got these little wings, and you want to make sure those face up, because that's where the real handle is going to go on top of and sit on. Alright, goodbye 2D edits. Just like that. I think I do. Maybe we gotta try putting this one on. Maybe this will stay on better than the last one that was on here. I think it's slightly too big though. I think it is staying. You enjoy my next stream? Alright. Sounds good. I'll be looking forward to seeing you again. This doesn't go on like this. No, it doesn't. Let's see, what was the old one's thickness? Yeah, they're about the same. Just different nut on them. So maybe we'll just put this one back on. Yeah, this one's the one that's supposed to go. Uh-oh. Something didn't catch in there, right? I gotta take this apart now. It's probably that one piece. I'm not sure what it is and where it's supposed to go. That's the only thing I can really think of what it would be. Get a drink real quick. All right. I'm still really confused on what this is for. Hello, Govan Palma. Thanks for joining. I generally have no idea what that's for. It's mind-boggling. Just slides right off. Seems like it's something that would be put like under here. Like back this way. But no, because it's in the way of that, so it can't be doing that. Okay. This isn't confusing at all, right? So it definitely goes the other way. Thought it was on here like that, but I guess it wasn't. It's almost like it's missing something. I'm kind of confused by this right now. If you couldn't tell. I can't even see with the camera. I'm so good at this. I'm genuinely confused by this. Seems to be missing something though. What is it missing? That sits on there perfectly, how it's supposed to. But this piece is the only piece that's mind-boggling me at the moment. Wait, was it? No, it couldn't have been like that. Could it? I think that's how it was. Yep, that's how it works. Okay. That's actually pretty ingenious. So this piece here is the piece that's been mind-boggling me. See, it's like a little piece. It's got these two little fins on the side. And it doesn't fit in here no matter what I do. But these two fins open up. And they go on top. There's like this little gear thing in here. And they slide right over top of it. I was not expecting that. That's pretty cool. Okay, I got it on here once now. Now I can't get it back on. There we go. I'll just leave that locked together, so that way it doesn't fall apart while I'm doing stuff now. Easier said than done, I know. Alright, let's go ahead and move this back over top. Let me figure it out where it goes, and we can just put it back together. Looks like we got another bush in here. Alright, now we can go and put the star drag back on. Alright, before we forget, we're going to put this, that's the wrong screw. We're going to put this screw back on top here. Because it's pretty important, actually. Wish I took out the worm gear and cleaned it. Oh well, no big deal. Of course, I'm an idiot. I didn't realize you couldn't take that off with a screw on there. Okay, well. My brain's a little slow today. I haven't eaten anything. So that's what we're going to blame it on. Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. Let's see here. I'm going to put on this reel handle. I'm going to put that screw back in there, like so. Now we can put this back on top. I want to say this is the, yeah, it's a 10 mil. Now we can use, where did I put it? Here it is. I think this one fits on here. It does, but not very well. So I gotta go with the original handle. Well, that sucks. Unless if I drill a new one, which I could. But I don't really want to at the moment, so... yeah. Definitely want to drill a new one though eventually. If I want to upgrade the handle. Which I do, but obviously I won't be able to right now. Which sucks, but oh well. No big deal. That really did not come loose. There we go. Okay. Wow, that handle's a really tight fit. Wow. Where'd that screw go? There it is. Well, I dropped it. It's all good. I got it back. Okay. How wrong is that? Perfect. Got a working reel again. Perfect. It's working as it should. It's just a little squeaky, but it works. Older Shimano Banttom. My hands are all greasy. I'm just getting the reel dirty as well. Give it a quick rub down. Alright, we got a few more screws we gotta put in here before I forget. This one's in a bad spot. Super tight. There we go. Perfect. Now it's 100% complete. Okie dokie. Move this extra stuff out of the way. Alright, now I got this older Ambassador. I don't think I need to take this one apart. Just gonna add a little bit of oil to it. Other side so we get some oil on the bearings there. Put a little in the middle too, why not? Hello, Tim Lowell. Thanks for joining. This one doesn't make it click. I don't know how I like that. Alright. This reel works fine. All the bearings and everything have been cleaned in it. Hasn't really had much use either, so. Alright, well, I'm gonna go eat something. So I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. We'll clean something. Not really sure what yet, but we'll clean something. Or go fishing. One of the two. So, thank you. Thank you for watching. See you guys later. Where's the end button? There it is.